This is my video on the Mojave Trail. We took the trail on September 27th, 2019. We started in Laughlin, Nevada and cruised westward. Our first stop was in Fort Paiute. It was established in 1867 to accompany the mail across the Mojave Trail into Southern California. We explored this building. We explored, there were corrals down there, and the petroglyphs were pretty neat too. It's amazing how green this is, a little water. When you turn something like this, it's so desolate, and a little bit of water, it just makes it all nice and green. Pretty cool. That's what's left of the fort. There are plenty of signs tell you what each of the buildings are and about the different areas. It's pretty interesting. We stayed about an hour and then we were off to our next destination. Our second stop was the penny tree. It's a Joshua tree that somebody has put cans on, and you drop a penny in there, whether it's for luck or whatever superstition you may want to believe. We had some lunch and then headed on. We stopped at this shack here, explored the area, and unfortunately inside were some bees, so we didn't stay inside too long. We didn't know if they were friendly or not. And it was time to camp. We were up in the woods, found this area that fit all our 4 Jeeps perfectly, and had a fire ring, and everybody got ready for the night. The area around there was spectacular. They said there was a mine further up the road here, but we didn't see anything, or I didn't see anything. There's always next time. I mean, there's so much to do on this trail. You just can't do it in one trip. Yep, there's camp. And in the morning, just before the sun come up, it was just enough sun to light the mountains on the other side of the valley, and all the different colors. And pretty soon it was time for us to make our way back down the trail and get back on the Mojave Trail and head further west. Our first stop of the day was the Rock House. This was built in the 1920s by Bert Smith, a World War I veteran. He was exposed to the poison gases over in Europe and came up here and built this house and didn't expect to live very much longer, and he did it to kind of regain his health. He lived up here for 25 years. There's a little storage unit that we found, and then we found this oil can, and I found a bullet. This is the excitement for the day. We pulled into this place. It's called Government Hole. It was a watering spot for cattle, and we looked down this well that we found, and we found a bunny that had fallen down there. So we went into rescue mode. Climbed down the well, rescued the bunny. Give him something to eat, and we were on our way. We were back on the trail. You can see the trail heading off. We had a long way to go. Yep, our next stop was the world famous mailbox. The guest book was sitting there waiting for us, and we didn't waste any time on getting that signed. Well, there's always fun around the mailbox. 3 collections. One has just got a ton of frogs to it. Then you go back a little bit further, and there's a rock covered with toy trucks. I brought a Jeep and left it on top. And then the collection of gnomes. I had to get one of those, so I got Godzilla and left him. Our next stop was the lava tubes. It's a trail. Takes us about 5 miles off the Mojave road, and then maybe a 20-minute hike. Then you drop down into the tubes, and then the lights start. The lights come through the top of the tubes, and it's pretty amazing. We stayed there, I guess, about a half hour, 45 minutes or so. Took lots of pictures. At the end of the day, we found a rock face to set up camp next to because it was so windy. You can tell the drone is shaking, and I've got it right up against a mountain trying to shelter it. Oh, what a view, huh? Well, we set up camp and the fire pit. Had a really good night. And the next morning, it was time to break camp, but not before having breakfast and that all-important cup of coffee. Yep, and Bernie cruised by and said hello. Then it was about time to break camp and start heading down the road. Trying to get these guys together to take a picture. Took some doing. Chris had to pet the dog. Greg, what are you doing? Greg, get out of the Jeep. Greg, come on, let's go get our picture taken. Yeah, good bunch of guys. I couldn't have asked for a better crew to do this trail with. And eventually, we got the picture. Yep, our next stop was under the railroad bridge. We stayed there for, I don't know, about 45 minutes or so, and just amazed in all the mountains with all the colors and everything. Spectacular. Then we started heading down the trail, and next thing we knew, we were to the water crossing. It's about, I don't know, 30 inches deep or so. I left a nice little clean ring around my Jeep. Man, I had an awesome time on this trip this year. I couldn't have done it without good friends to go along with me. So Chris, Greg, Manny, Sonia, and of course Bernie, I want to say thank you so much for accompanying me, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.